Hi, I'm Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Beleaf Mel.
And we're here with episode 8 of How Married Are You?
First, I want to thank everyone who has been signing up to support us on Anchor.
Yes.
And we should shout those people out right now.
We should.
We should, very much so. So, Misha, Sparrow, Lashara, Trahan.
You don't have to give last names. Just say Misha.
Why?
We don't need to argue about this. People might not want people to know their first and last name. They might want to protect their identity.
But if they wouldn't want to do that, they wouldn't have put it here.
No, babe. It doesn't show up on things. It just shows up to us. It doesn't show up.
So what if we get 5 people named Kyle? Shout out to Kyle and Kyle. Kyle and Kyle.
Use your last name abbreviation.
Babe. All right, I'll do a last name abbreviation.
Thank you so much, Misha, Lashara.
You know, I have an issue with how controlling you feel.
Am I controlling?
Yes.
No, babe, I'm not controlling. I'm just saying some people don't want their identity out there like that.
How do you know that?
I just know. Witness protection. Do you not
Witness
watch
protection?
TV?
That's because you're used to telling. Shout out to Misha S. No, look at you.
I said use their last name abbreviation if they have this certain name.
Oh my gosh.
Can I do it?
She's mad.
Shout out to Misha, Lashara, Tashe, Makaram. Shout out to Tashara and Devon. Thank you so much for choosing to support this podcast. We really appreciate you guys, and we're onward moving to making this thing even better than hopefully it already is.
Yes, because I have a flight out at 8 in the morning, and it is currently 10:40, and we are just starting this podcast. And
something's on my leg. Something's on me.
What is on you?
I swear there was a bug on me. Wait, why did the square go to your face? Come back.
Babe, get out of here. You can now support us on Anchor, just like these fine people have. If you would like to do that, all you have to do is go to the Anchor website on your browser, on your phone or on desktop. Go to anchor.fm/HMAY. And that will take you to our homepage, and then you can just go ahead and support us right there. What you guys are supporting is actually us getting this podcast edited, better equipment. Now, not the cameras are fine and all that, but a lot of the audio equipment is kind of rough. We're using these microphones, they sound okay. I like to get some really nice mics. Yeah, so if you guys have started supporting us on Anchor, please message Yvette or I via Instagram or whatever, wherever you know us, and give us your email address so we can send you the video so you guys can see the reactions, like us arguing and all this stuff. You get the full versions of that. And all our Patreon supporters already get that, so don't feel like if you're supporting us on Patreon already, you already get all this stuff anyway. And thank you so much for your support as well. Mm-hmm. Now, we'd like to go ahead and hop in with our words of affirmation.
Yeah.
What up, this is Jay Ruckers, and you're listening to How Married Are You? And these are words of affirmation.
Hey Beleaf, hey Yvette, this is Tam from Raleigh, North Carolina. Beleaf, you probably know me better as Pat Jr.'s wife, but I just wanted to hop up here real quick and give you both a quick word of encouragement and say thank you so much for what you are doing with the How Married Are You podcast. It's definitely something that I look forward to on my podcast playlist. And it's just crazy listening to your story and knowing the story that my husband and I have. We actually just celebrated 8 years of marriage as well back in June. And we are also 2 creatives. So listening to you guys and then knowing what we deal with, it's bizarre, but I enjoy every moment of it. And I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. Keep up the good work. You guys are great together. Thank you for your honesty and your openness with your content. It is very encouraging. Beleaf, I hope to see you again soon. And Yvette, I hope we can meet at some point as well. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
That was Tam And that music that you heard underneath that was actually a Pat Jr. beat. So Pat Jr. is a producer, and his wife, Tam, I met them in Raleigh, North Carolina. He submitted a lot of stuff for Beleaf in Fatherhood, the YouTube channel, and I've played some of his stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Tam, thank you. Pat, thank you. And if you would want to leave a voice memo, word of affirmation, and encourage us, or what you can do is read your iTunes or Google review of the podcast and just read that on the voice memo. You can go ahead and do that via the Anchor app. We'd love to hear your encouraging words and how you guys feel about what we're doing, because this is a labor of love, I feel.
So much love.
Yes. All right. And today's topic is...
Babe, how are you doing?
What? What's the topic?
How are you doing?
How am I doing with what?
Life. The topic is checking in. How often do you check in on your loved one? When's the last time we've checked in?
It's been a minute since we've had like a check-in conversation, but I feel like I'm always letting you know how I feel. You know, that's one thing you're not going to be able to shake me from. I'm not doing okay. I'm not doing okay. I'm overwhelmed completely. Work is extremely consuming. What's funny is that the thing that got me the work, I can't do anymore right now. Like the videos, like it's harder for me to produce them because so many things have attached themselves to it. The fun part is early. You know, I didn't realize how much fun it was just to be creating videos. And don't get me wrong, I asked for this and I love it. It's just hard to manage it all being one person. I was talking to Toby Nguigwe today. He's a MC from Houston, and he was telling me that it's hard playing all these different roles, you know. And it's something that, like, you know, we get through and it's a progression, but I'm completely consumed in what I'm doing. And I've had to make some real hard decisions to be less of a friend, be less of a relative. I don't want to be less of a husband or father. That's not something I'm willing to sacrifice, but am extremely overwhelmed. And then the people who want to help, also, I have to give to, and that takes more than I have right now. So I don't know, and it feels like I'm in sin.
In what way?
Like it feels like I don't rest. I don't spend significant amount of time away. I don't stop. I just move and then get another deadline and have to finagle it. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels ungodly and unhealthy. And so, yeah. How you doing?
I don't know. I feel like I look at you and I know that you're feeling all those things, and so it overwhelms me. Yeah, I just feel like your burden is heavier than mine, but I'm whelmed. I don't know that I'm overwhelmed, but I'm whelmed.
What are you whelmed about?
I'm whelmed because I want to be able to lighten your load, but I don't know how I can do that. It's hard to practically do that. I'm whelmed because I want to be tending to my spiritual, mental, and physical being, and I'm not doing that. Like, I see that need, but I feel like I don't have what I need in order to tend to those things. I think about our children, and I wonder if I'm challenging them mentally, physically, and spiritually as well. And it's just like, ugh. I feel like I'm falling short there. Like, I feel like our kids need to be eating healthier. I feel like they need to be challenged more educationally, like on a regular basis. Even though it's summer, I could still be doing things. I feel like they need a routine, schedule.
What is keeping you from making a schedule and stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like, like we need a vacation. Bad. We had our anniversary last week, and we went on like an anniversary photo shoot, which was amazing. And it was like a date, but we needed like time away. We couldn't get it at that time because my mother was in town and Anaya was tripping, and it was a lot to manage, a lot of emotions to manage. I feel like that would be good for us. But at the same time, this is such a tender moment in young adults' life, right? And I say we're young adults. Or we're adults.
I was like, what young adult is he talking about? Because when I think of a young adult, I think of like
an 18-year-old.
Makana.
Yeah. Look, I feel like this is a very tender time in the life of an adult. You have
mid-adults. Can we be mid-adults?
No. We have young children, new careers. We have, it's just busy.
Yeah.
People look at us as like, oh, you can serve in this place. You can do this. We're like the go-to, you know? We've been having conversations lately about being more together instead of worrying about how everyone else is affected by our choices. But I think we both came to terms with the fact that we may be overextending ourselves to people, whether they be friends or family. And I think it's okay for us to take a step back and say, you know what, like, this is not going to serve. And I think that came after the Leave and Cleave conversation.
It did.
Yeah. Because, like, I guess at this point, it's really hard to find friends who understand you.
Yeah, like, I don't think either of us ever imagined our life would look like the way it looks. And so it's not like ordinary. It's not traditional. It's not. I often think about our children and what they're going to think life is like as an adult.
They're going to be completely screwed up.
Well, I don't necessarily think that, because I think we can combat that, like, you know, leading up to them entering into the workforce if they have to. But it is like when we go over to my parents' house, my mom's like, oh, your dad's my dad, their grandfather is at work. I don't know if they necessarily understand that people like wake up every morning, go to work, come back at a certain time. You know what I mean? And so sometimes I just wonder, I don't know where that came from. What were we just talking about? I lost my train of thought.
I'm talking about career.
Oh yeah, like this isn't like normal. This isn't a normal, this isn't life.
It's not normal yet. It will be normal.
Yeah, and I was actually reading a book. I started reading a book today called The Toddler Brain. And she was talking about...
The book I got from the lady from the TED Talk. Yeah.
She was talking... Is that where it came from?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where it came from.
Yeah. We'll put the link to this doctor who wrote this book. She's a freaking genius. We'll put her link to her stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out where that book came from. Anyway, so I started reading it, and she was talking about how a lot of times parents are preparing their children for a world that exists now, not the world that will exist by the time they're like adults our age. And so we're doing them a disservice in that way. And she was talking more so about tending to the person than like teaching them about, I mean, it's important for them to have those skills, but at the same time, just thinking more futuristic. I'm only on chapter 1, but
yeah,
it's so far I'm like, wow, this is good stuff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I just want to encourage other parents out there, other people out there who are just kind of in this stage where the weight and the load is heavy, you know. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. This isn't like actually applicable to people who like have a lot to do but also waste a lot of time. I mean, you should be encouraged too, but I'm not necessarily talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people who have like things that are pressing and people who depend on them for their survival. Some of us are leaders in our families, and we may be like one of the youngest siblings or something like that, you know. But we have these super heavy burdens and these workloads, and we're taking care of multiple people, and people come to us. And this is to encourage you that there is a season and a turn, because I know that this is a turn, like there will be a turning point from this. I was looking at memes, and I brought this up to you, but Andy from The Office goes, I wish there was a way to know that you were in the good old days before the they've gone away or something. And I was like, man, that's so true, because I think we're in the good old days. Like, I think these are the good old days when we're gonna look back and be like, yeah, man, like, remember we lived in that house and we didn't fit in the car we didn't fit in, and we had to roll down the windows to get air, and it was super hot, and it was hot every day, and remember we went to Dallas and we drove all the way and all that sand was in these are the good old days. And so I think where I find rest in is knowing that eventually it won't be as hectic and I'll be able to manage work better, but my kids won't be like this precious. You know what I'm saying? So I have to enjoy and soak up everything now. So I'd rather be tired and overwhelmed like I am, instead of being like, I don't know, like I just feel like I'm earning. Like I feel like these are earning, like I'm paying my dues, kind of. Does that make sense?
Your adulthood dues?
Yeah, like eventually, like, things will be easier. We want easy now. We want to get popping now. We want it fast. We don't want to put in the real work.
I guess that's true. But I don't mind putting in the work. I don't mind putting in the work. I don't mind putting in the work. That's it, period.
Yeah.
However, I do see, I do desire to see some fruits of my labor. And I guess we are seeing fruits of our labor, but...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Many
yeah.
fruits. Definitely many fruits of our labor, but...
It is true, because I think I see, like, I forget, I'm sure multiple people have said it, but I've heard it somewhere where, like, a lot of times we see people's success and we see it happening and we feel like it happened overnight. But for them, it didn't happen overnight. It's like years and years and years of hard work and determination and focus that got them to the point now, but only other people are starting to see. And I feel like that's somewhat where we are. I'm desirous of that success right now because I see where we're headed, and I'm like, okay, let's just get there. It seems so close, but yet so far. To me.
Yeah, I see it from a different perspective. Because, like, I remember you going to work, me hanging out with the kids all day, you going to sleep, and me staying up editing the videos. And, like, I remember that. You know what I mean? And those were, like, ain't nobody paying attention now. Like, you guys don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And so this is still that. I feel like we just keep piling it on. Like, we go from YouTube to the Instagram to the podcast and Frank. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just keep piling it on.
With no help.
Little help.
Some
But
help.
no, because Maggie is freaking phenomenal. RJ is phenomenal. We just don't lean on them as much as we should, probably.
They have lives of their own.
Let me reset this. What are we gonna, so what can we be doing to get better? I feel like I just can't go out of town anymore.
To get better at what?
Like we both said, we're not doing well.
I know what it's going to take for me to do better. I just need to do it. I'm being lazy. I don't know if I'm being lazy. I don't want to say that about myself. Because I don't feel like I'm being lazy, but at the same time, I know I could be doing better. It's just, I'm going to be exhausted for a while. Because for me, it's a matter of waking up early, starting my day before everyone else wakes up. It's a matter of planning the meals for the week. It's a matter of schedule, routine. You've been saying that, I know.
I don't know what it's going to take for me to get better. I just feel like I'm crying on the inside a lot. Like I feel literal tears like going down the inside of my face and landing at my heart. And I'm just like, I don't really know what to do here, you know? And so, and then I don't know how to ask for help and I don't know how to delegate. I'm really bad at a lot of stuff. But it's not always about work too. But
What do you mean?
Like it's not all, like I'm not only talking about work that I'm not doing well in, you know? Like, that's kind of like the only thing I really care about right now is like doing well with, I mean, cause it's like, it's more than just my marketplace, it's my ministry as well. And I feel like it's my legacy. So I'm putting like time, energy, heart, and soul into it all.
Most definitely. And while it's yours, I feel like it's ours.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to exclude you.
No, I know you didn't. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the kids and I have kind of attached ourselves to Beleaf in Fatherhood, the brand.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to see you do well. And that's why I get anxious for you sometimes. But it's like, I feel like I get stress paralyzed. I think that's what I'm experiencing right now. Stress paralyzation. Where like, I know there are things to get done and to do, but the weight of it all is like, what do I do? Like I'm stuck, you know? Like I don't know how to act, how to meet certain needs.
No one teaches you this.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be great to learn how to, like, serve your wife during the peak of her career. Serve your husband during the peak of his career. So that no one leaves out of a season bitter. I feel like there was a lot of bitterness with you coming out of work. Where's that from you? Were you bitter?
Was I bitter about leaving my job?
No, like toward me. Like where you kind of like, did I not hold it down or?
Wait, what?
Did you feel bitter leaving your job before you left, thinking that I was not doing enough? Like doing my part.
Did I?
The kids weren't getting out of the house.
I don't think I felt bitter. That feeling doesn't seem inaccurate.
You were jealous.
I was definitely jealous of the time you got with our kids, for sure. And I did think that I could do a better job. To be completely transparent, I did think I could do a better job at home. However, I don't know that I have done a better job.
For the record.
What?
You said you did think you could do a better job. Mm-hmm. But you're admitting that you were probably wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not trying to throw it in your face.
I'm definitely more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree? Yeah.
Sure.
Give me something.
Yeah, I think you're way more fun than I was. But define fun, because we had fun.
Yeah, you guys did.
But
you guys had fun inside.
But you guys
we have fun outside.
Yeah.
We get out more.
You get out way more.
So there's aspects of it that you like, yeah, you did better, I did better, you know, whatever. There is no competition.
There really isn't, but you also have like a league of women who want to hang out with you and be your friend. I had
That's
nobody.
True. That's very true.
But anyway, what were we talking about before we went on that little tangent?
You were asking me if I was bitter about leaving work, and I don't think I was bitter at all. I wanted to leave work, and I believed that you could provide. Like at that point, I had seen like what you could do, like what you could earn doing what you do. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just quit. And so, and I didn't just quit, you know, there was circumstances surrounding my departure. But why are you looking like that?
You did just quit. But anyway.
But it wasn't like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. So I quit.
Yeah.
And I came home, and I think it was the best thing I could have done for our family, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. And I'm saying that, like, I think, we've bbeen arguing, having the same conversations for about the past, I don't even know, maybe a year, about like, oh, well, you don't want to go to this place, you don't want to go to that place, you don't care about people,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like I'm just so thankful that like you finally understand where I'm at. Mm-hmm. And it's like crazy because I feel like we should like set sail or do something monumental, because for the first time in our marriage, I feel like we are together. Like really, like you understand me, and you realize that I'm not doing this for anybody else, and I don't, and that feels good. So even though like I'm not doing well in this aspect, like I feel, even though I'm not doing well, I'm not doing bad alone. Like we both bad.
Yay.
We both are doing
Hashtag goals.
Hashtag goals. Because the truth is, like, I'd rather be with you doing horrible than by myself doing great.
And I wouldn't say horrible, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's just rough. It's rough. There's a lot to do, a lot to think about, a lot to juggle.
There's been many times in our relationship where I said, hey, I'm not doing good. And you didn't know what I meant, but I was just like, hey, I'm not doing okay. Like, it was just like me looking, saying, I'm not doing good, guys.
Do you want to know something? It always happened in the kitchen. I don't know if you noticed that.
I always said it. I was thinking about slit my wrist with daggone knives in there. I was losing my mind.
You always touch me and be like, I just want you to know I'm not doing, or sometimes you wouldn't even touch me because you're not doing okay with me personally. You just look at me.
But you always look at me and go,
okay.
and do nothing.
Because I didn't really know what to do with that.
Yeah. But
I was like, I'm just going to give him some space.
But it was a call out for help. Like, a lot of those times were kind of like, yo, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And it gave me so much wisdom and like a heart for women who stay at home with their kids and like their husbands go to work. Like, I felt so like close, like, and not proximity wise, but just being like, I understand you, and I would love to speak your language to your husband so that he can understand. And that's actually what I want to do too, is like a part of where I want to be speaking in the future is at men's conferences about, you know, how to take care of your spouse while she's home. And then to encourage women at women conferences as well, and let them know that I understand, you know.
He's saying that while acknowledging that there are stay-at-home fathers out there, so don't feel disenfranchised.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but see, I don't feel like I can speak from two working moms about,
oh my gosh, no, you can't.
You need to do that.
You cannot.
Why?
I don't know, because I didn't get it.
Yeah, it was like I was talking to...
I did not get it until I became the stay-at-home parent, which we are both home, but it was just different. It was like you literally never get a day off. You never get it. You just don't get time off. He might come in and be whatever, but it's still like the kids know you're there, and yeah, it's rough, y'all.
You do get time off.
I get time off, but I mean, come on now.
What you mean?
I don't get time off like that.
No, you don't get time off like that.
Okay. Especially like, you know, whatever. I don't want to go there. I mean, but we can go there.
I mean, if you want to go there, go there. Don't do that.
What is it? I'm just saying, babe. Yeah.
What are you saying?
You know what? I will say that you do honor me when I say, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get away from the kids. Most of the time. But like...
What do you mean most of the time?
Oh my gosh. Why are we getting so defensive?
No, I'm just curious because I'm trying to figure out, like, when have I not heard you?
Today when I was like, take the boys with you. And you were like, I don't feel like putting the car seats in the car.
I was already late.
Late to pick up a camera? To pick up water? You didn't have appointments? There was no time?
Timothy had not slept since he'd been home. He got home last night.
He could have left the camera somewhere.
Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that just to hush me?
The complete audacity for anybody to assume that people who stay at home with kids don't do anything is just ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
It's the craziest thing ever.
It's so sad.
It's like, how could you really look forward to anything?
What do you mean?
Like, what are you looking forward to right now?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to starting school, but I'm also like, I'm also nervous.
Yeah. So like, I'm thinking like, dang, how you look forward to spring break? You still got the kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was teaching, I would look forward to spring break or to Christmas break.
Yeah, it's definitely like it.
I was always looking forward to the next.
How do you feel about getting and it's probably another topic for another podcast, but real quick, how do you feel about getting a nanny?
I would appreciate a nanny. That's a goal, right? That's a goal of mine. I'm sorry. I know I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I should probably.
Don't say you're sorry.
Actually, I'm not sorry. No, I need a nanny, an intern, somebody. I would love to get one twice a week, so that I can do errands or chores or even just have a mental health break, and come back feeling more refreshed for my kids. Like, I think that is totally fine. I'm not trying to say a full-time nanny and be at the house with the nanny, but I'm just saying I think if I could get a reset button twice a week, that would be nice. It's good for my kids and for me and for you. Shoot.
Yeah, I think it'll be great for me too. I think that's maybe a really good 2019 goal, maybe.
I mean, if it could happen sooner, that would be fine too.
Okay. We're just checking in.
I guess so.
It's really important to check in with the people that you love. It's making sure people are doing okay. There's a lot of times when I checked in with Yvette, I was not doing okay, and I didn't know how to communicate it to her, and she didn't know how to care for me. If she's not doing okay, I know that I won't be, you know, and that's kind of how it works. So if you're a father or a working mom, or you're working mom or working dad, and you have a spouse living at home, taking care of your children, the most important thing you can do is give them time away. Because people don't know this, but when I turned on the camera, it was for accountability. Because I was losing my mind. And I was like, this is supposed to be fun, and it's not fun. And I had to turn on the camera to just be like, hey guys, look at these kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to lose it. And then when I would get laughs and stuff like that, or people would comment and say, been there, done that. And this is just on Instagram. This is before I even started Beleaf in Fatherhood. Like, people would respond and just laugh, and they would find it humorous. And I was like, oh, that's cool that they think it's funny. Let's do it again, because that was a way, that was like therapeutic for me, is that I could make art out of it. But I was really like losing my mind and having a hard time being okay. Like, I just was not okay. And so I appreciate you for asking me how I'm doing and caring.
Yeah.
I care about how you're doing a lot.
I know.
Okay.
But I want to like tag on to what you said. Even if like if you're in a relationship where both of you have to work or want to work or whatever, need to work.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Check in with each other anyway. Like, just check in. I feel like in this day and age, there's more awareness being put on mental health than any time before, I feel like. But a lot of times we just need to just check in. Even when someone just seems strong and like they're doing great and like they got it all together, those are probably the people that really need to be checked in on. So just check in. And I'm not going to front. I'm honestly looking for a therapist.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like I need to talk and get things out and sort things out in my head to be more equipped to be able to sort things out in life, you know? So, no shame in my game.
Yeah, I think that'd be great for you.
And you. But
Yeah, I know I need a therapist. But then again, I feel like I'm always processing, analyzing. And some people are good to talk to, some people aren't. But I actually would like a counselor or something. I'm so married that that's petty.
be petty, babe.
No, I don't want to be petty.
I want to hear it. I'm really curious now.
I'm so married, I got your butt up to do this podcast. You didn't want to do this.
No, that doesn't count.
I forced you to do this.
No, you did not force me. I was willing. Dude.
I'm so married that I love your mom. And I miss her. And even though she wears a lot of perfume.
She's probably listening. Your mom does too. I don't know if you this morning when she was getting dressed and I walked in, I was like, oh my goodness. It's just a older woman type thing, I guess.
I ain't say that. I just say your mom wear a lot of perfume. You just called her old. You go. How married are you?
I'm so married that You are still alive after leaving me home with your mom for 3 days by myself, knowing she's gonna be in town, planning a last minute trip, y'all. A last minute trip. It was important, it was work, but a last minute trip. Sorry, I didn't mean that, but it came out. A last minute work trip during the time that his mom was in town.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm so married that he's still alive.
I'm so married that the other night,
Uh-oh.
Anaya was itchy and scratching, and I spent most of the night taking a hard toothbrush and rubbing her.
Toothbrush?
I'm sorry. Yeah, hard, like bristled brush, and rubbed her down so that you could get some sleep. You just gave her to me.
I did.
You
and
quit.
That was because it was your decision to give her something she wasn't even supposed to be eating.
But that said thing wouldn't have never been in the house if you never brought it in here.
But I wasn't trying to give it directly to her.
Yeah, but it still would have came through your boob. She shot me in the face, guys, with a boob.
Babe.
And that's just how married we are. All right.